Hello, all my rising second graders. How's everybody doing out there? I know you guys are doing amazing. You have been working so hard watching these videos, either here with me on stream or on your television channels, or even through the links your teachers have been providing. So great job to you guys for keeping up with our videos. We have been learning all about adding numbers. We've been using 10 frames. We read a book called The 10 Friends. I know you all have been working in your workspace guide, and we've learned some cool games that you can play at home. We're going to continue our learning today, and our goal for day 6 is all about adding mentally, using our minds to be able to add. We have been using a 10 frame and our tiles a lot, but we want to use our minds now to mentally figure out what's happening on those 10 frames and how can we do that up here. The goal as we do that is going to be to continue to identify pairs of numbers, so those two numbers with sums of 10, and also calculate that big number, calculate the sum to 19 for any two addends. So that just means that we are working the math in order to find the answer to numbers that add together to get up to 19. Spillovers are something we were working. Remember we did that spillover game? Well, spillovers are helpful for adding two numbers in our heads without using that 10 frame. And we're going to work on that today. I have a math problem. We're using our vocabulary, a math equation. And our equation is 8 plus 6. 8 plus 6. How do we know this answer is going to be greater than 10? Are you thinking? Are you thinking about that 10 frame in your mind and how if you plugged in 8 into your 10 frame, what you would need to be 10 or have spillover? Okay. Well, when the sum of two numbers is greater than 10, I do a few things first. First, I figure out how much to add to this first number to make 10. When I look at 8, I know that I need 2 more to make a 10. 8 plus 2 equals 10. Okay? Second, I think, well, if I took 2 out of this number, what is my spillover? What do I get from this problem? If I took 2 from this 4, or from this 6, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead, then there's 4, right? Because 2 and 4 make 6. So since I had 4 left over, or 4 as my spillover, my problem becomes 10 plus 4, and in my mind, 10 plus 4 equals 14. Okay, so 8 plus 6 equals 14. Because I have created 10 and figured out my spillover. What does that look like on our 10 frame? Let's be sure that we were visualizing that. We did it mentally. I'm going to switch over here to our 10 frame. We started with 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and we need to add 6 more to this. Oh, I have a hard time grabbing them. 8 plus 6. Before I add these 6, I see 2 empty spaces. So remember, we knew before I pulled from this 6 that I was going to need 2 more to make 10. And that's shown here on our 10 frame. 2. And then we wanted to know what was that spillover by pulling that 2. And we said 4. And now if we're looking at our 10 frame, 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 4 in my spillover. The 2 here plus these 4 were 6. So now I can add my 10 for my full 10 frame plus my spillover of 4, and I have 10 plus 4, which equals 14. Suppose the problem was 6 plus 8. Initially we had 8 plus 6. We're going to flip that around. 6 plus 8. Do you think we would get the same answer? Let's see. If I start with 6 green tiles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. How many more do I need to make 10? Great job. 4 more. So I'm going to take 4 out of that 8. I have now made my 10. Okay. And since I took 4 from this 8 already, there are 4 left here, which is my spillover. And our new problem becomes 10 plus 4, which equals 14. So the order of our add-ins does not matter. 6 plus 8 equals 14. Oops. And we were able to create our 10 and figure out our spillover the same way that 8 plus 6 equals 14. I've written it out. Let me model it. Here we have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 to fill our 10 frame, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 from our spillover, and our new equation was 10 plus 4 equals 14. All right, I know that was a lot. Let's warm up our brains and let's just try another one. It's okay if we didn't get it on the first try. We are going to continue practicing. Making a 10 can sometimes be a little difficult, but the more we practice, just like anything, the better we get. Okay, let's try 7 plus 5. I know you have your workspace book. If you see blank, you can find a blank space in there to write this down, or maybe a piece of paper, the back part of your workspace book, just something so that you can refer back to. That might be helpful so that you're not just watching. 7 plus 5 is our new equation. 7 plus 5. Think about 7, and if you're filling your 10 frame, how many more do you need to make a 10? 7, 8, 9, 10. 3. Great job. So we are going to take 3 from this 5, and I've now made 10. Okay. And since I took 3 from the 5, I know that there are 2 more left, or 2 in my spillover. So now we're going to add that 2 to the 10, and 10 plus 2 makes 12. Okay, and therefore 7 plus 5 makes 12. Now, we can go back and check by our older strategies of counting on, starting at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and we got our same answer. Making a 10 just kind of helps to make the numbers easier as we add on mentally. If I model that for you, 7 green tiles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, and we had 3 empty spaces left. 5. So I'm going to take out of my 5 those 3 to complete my 10 frame. So I've now made a 10 plus 2. So 7 plus 5 was 12. And suppose we wanted to flip the add-ins or change the order. 5 green tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And how many more should I add to 5 to make 10? Oh, great job. 5. Oops. Because we know our doubles. 5 and 5 equals 10. And since I took 5 from this 7, I know there are 2 left over. Okay, and let's model that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 5 plus 5 and 2 spillover equals 12. Okay, boys and girls, we are going to turn in your workspace book to page 15. 15. And while you are turning in your workspace book, I'm going to clean off my area and open up my workspace book so that I can show it to you at the same time and we can work together. Page 15 looks just like this in your workspace book. You should be there by now. There are always directions at the top of the page for your workspace pages. Here, our directions say, let's zoom in a little closer. Okay. Step 1, decide which number to add on to and which to split. We have 2 numbers, 9 and 7. Figure out how to add by thinking of 10 plus a spillover. When we have 9 and 7, if I take 1 from the 7 to make a 10, then our spillover is 6. Step 3, write the equation. So you are going to work through these 3 steps just like we did on our board. We're going to work through number 1 and 2 together. 5 plus 8. Okay. 5 plus 8. First, I know that I have a 5 here. I'm going to write 5 plus, how many more do I need to make a 10? Correct, 5 more. 5 plus 5 becomes 10. Second, think about what is the spillover if you took 5 from this 8. Great, we had 3 left. Okay, so our new problem becomes 10 plus 3 spillover, which equals 13. And because this is new for us, we can count on. We can start at 5 and add 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And so we are correct. 5 plus 8 equals 13. We could also use a 10 frame. It loads. Sometimes it takes a while to load, but there we go. Okay, now we're back. So we are going to check our work using the 10 frame. 5 and 8. Oops, Mr. Ball's 10 frame is not working. There we go. Okay, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, plus 8. But before we add that 8, let's think here. I have 5 left to fill up this frame, and that's where we got the 5 plus 5 in the first step of our equation. And we still need 3 more to get to 8. So our new equation became 10 plus 3 equals 13. Let's try number 2. 6 plus 5. 6 plus what equals 10? Well, if I have a 10 frame and there are 6 spaces, there are 4 left. So 6 and 4 makes 10. And then because I took 4 from this 5, there is 1 left over, or 1 for my spillover. So our new equation becomes 10 plus 1, and this equals 11. All right, boys and girls, what if we decided to flip these add-ins? Instead of doing 6 plus 5, let's do 5 plus 6. We could work this using the same steps. If I have 5, I know that I need 5 more to make 10. And if I pulled 5 from this 6, there is 1 left over, or 1 in my spillover. So our new problem is 10 plus 1, which equals 11. So the order of our add-ins does not matter. It's all about our math and thinking mentally how we used our 10 frame, how we found our spillover amount, and made a 10 to help us add. All right, boys and girls, your task for the rest of today is to complete number 3, 4, 5, and 6, and be able to share that with your teacher. 3, 4, 5, and 6 on this workspace, page 15. Work them out the same way that we've been doing here, making your 10s and figuring out how much you have in your spillover to make your 10 and add mentally. Okay, boys and girls, keep on practicing and share with your teachers what you have learned today. I'll see you tomorrow.